This is the Last Wish Club, a club that I, well, gave club stuff to it. But for some reason, all of the club stuff that I put into it was all stolen by a person. So now, what I'm here for is that right now, it seems like one of my friends, Osama, that was on Trove, that I friended yesterday, was building something for Last Wish. I basically friended him I basically found him while I saw this, well, Shadow Tower portal to an Ultra Mode Shadow Hydraken boss. And basically, he was farming with a bunch of other people. They were very overpowered power rank. And yeah, I just decided to join him, I friended him, and now I'm friends with him. And it seems like to me, he's basically building stuff. But for some reason, I don't seem to have permission to build. Maybe they just have that way? Well, I could check right now anyway. So how about we do that? Oh, he's VP. So I asked the owner if I could be a VP. And I'm not exactly sure what it could be. So then I asked him again. So I then checked it again, but yeah, I think you might know where this was going. I then scrolled all the way down to Last Wish's other stuff. Basically, there was a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of players. And I kept on scrolling down. Then suddenly my friend joined. Yeah, that was a lot of players.
Fortnite Battle Pass.
In the party. Yeah, that's just how it goes here around here. Basically, he just started singing a Fortnite Battle Pass song or something. I don't know. I have heard about it before. But yeah. Then he messaged me why, but then I didn't respond. Suddenly, I just... this was taking a long time. My friend Lava Chicken then invited me to his party, and then I found I was still a member. So then I had to ask him again. Just so that I can be a VP. Then my friend Osama was still building the thing, but I'm not exactly sure what it was and why they were even building it, but I just decided to. I didn't really know what to do anyway, so I just decided to join a random place. That's when suddenly I realized that I could ask people if I could join their parties. I mean, well, clubs. And I found this web portal somewhere, and I decided to go to it. It brought me back to the spawn of Last Wish. where I put some of my stuff from my personal chest into the club chest. But since I wasn't an officer in you know, Last Wish, I couldn't actually access the officer chest, so I could actually put something else in there. And then also there was other stuff. A Cursed Skylands 30,000 power rank thing. Like, bro, what? I'm not exactly sure what else to do. Then I realized I could go to the Grand Orient and see if I could get any more celestial spheres. So then I just went to the hub. And they waited for the loading screen to teleport me to the hub, so that I could go and get some, so I can go ahead and buy with my actual equals a celestial sphere. But they were pretty expensive. But since I've been like a boot through a bunch of Geotopside dungeons and Geotopside 5-star dungeons, I knew this was going to be the perfect opportunity. Also, just to catch up with what I was doing, I had reached 17,660 power rank, and I will also reach 1 million health, which you guys might have already seen. I am halfway through already to 2 million health, but still. The owner of Last Wish wasn't responding to me, so I just decided to ignore it for now, since I knew that something bad could have happened. I then went to the Celestial and tried buying it, but then I realized that I didn't get any. Then I realized that I needed to grind more. And that's exactly what I did, until I realized I could just go ahead and use a grind for mastery rank, which would bring me up to power rank. And guess how easy it could be. It could be very easy. Why exactly? Well, the reason is that if I go to my class selection, go to my Boomeranger class, then go over here, you might realize that I'm power rank 1,375 only. But I also have 14 Flask, and my subclass is the Tomb Raiser, because that's literally my normal class. My ally is a beehive, and I also have a fairy, so don't worry. Not exactly sure also why it doesn't have the enchantment on it, but basically I've been wasting my build experience potion, and I know that the only way to get it back to actually do it is to just, well, go somewhere, I guess. Well, that's what I thought. I needed to find some way, somehow, somewhere into one of these worlds. That's when I realized I could just go ahead and go to the you know, Fair Forest world. And even though my level wasn't as high as my power rank, which is probably physically impossible, I just went to it anyway. Plus my bow was also somehow enchanted. And then I completely just teleported to a random person, and then suddenly 2 shots of that thing spawned. I then started farming dungeons. Soon enough, I will return to the Last Wish Club. But yeah, I think you might know where this is going. Because you see, every time you level up, you get 50 mastery points, and it counts for every single one of your classes. So even if you're a different class, you still have some stuff saved with it. Like, I don't know, since I still don't even have any gems, it doesn't really matter. Because the reason is because that even if I do even get any gems, I still need to have some way to get to this. I'm also mastery rank 7 to mastery rank 77. Somehow I also landed in a desert frontier world. I'm not really sure how that happened. So then yeah, I was gonna return to with my total power rank upgraded with my other class, which was the Tomb Raiser. and it'll be even more higher, so that I would reach 18,000 power rank without even having to do anything else. I'm serious. Of course, even when I reach level 10, I will be even more power rank on my boomerang class. I think probably about 2,000. I do not know. Anyway, I went ahead to one of the other bits, and I went in the Desert Frontier farming dungeons. I was very slow today though, but I'm not really sure why. Maybe because I was just almost started this boomerang class anyway. But things weren't just as what you thought they were. Because then suddenly I got golden souls from a chaos chest. I don't know if they were golden souls, but I think they were. I don't know. But yeah, I had gotten what I had needed, and now I was getting more stuff than ever. Kinda. Now basically, this is how it was gonna work. I will farm dungeons over and over again until I was gonna actually able to find a different thing. Basically, I would come back with a higher power rank, and basically, I'm farming mastery rank. And my mastery rank is about 77, and now I've just reached 1,405 power rank. So then I switched one of these things. The best one was this one. I decided to equip it, and yeah, it was okay, but yeah. I think you can see where this is going. I decided after this large dungeon that I would go to a higher world. And somehow I was able to spawn whatever those were. I'm not exactly sure how this was happening, but it just was. So now I will basically I will then play after I've completed this large dungeon. So I guess you could just watch this not montage of me completing this large dungeon. Wait, where's this lead to? Oh. Holy, that is big. After that, I completed the large dungeon, and I saw another dungeon nearby. I claimed the first one, but then suddenly, before I could leave, this happened. Oh great, another one of these things. But this time I'd landed in the water. But then I just defeated it immediately because I'm 1,000 power rank and I'm in a fair forest world. Anyway, I think I'd had enough, and yeah, since I had well, some gems, I then decided to, well, just kind of use them. I went to my inventory and checked if I had anything else to collect left, which I didn't, and then I just went back to my normal class to see how it was actually going. I would first actually go back to my normal class, and then go ahead and go to somewhere else. as you can see now, you can actually see that it's actually upgraded. And that's how the somewhat thing works. It even gets to save all the stuff that I had collected. So basically, this was a super useful idea that I could probably use to just get more power rank without having to grind, without dying a bunch of times and losing a bunch of magic damage. But on from that, I then collected these boxes before going back to the Last Wish Club. Also at this time I was also a club chest stealer, but don't tell anyone because this is how it will probably go. They'll then kick me from Last Wish for me stealing from it, and yeah. Anyway, I decided to join Osama again, and yeah, I joined him. With my new power rank, I was going to be able to loot collect for what I got, and yeah. Somehow I'd also gotten, well, empowered gem boxes, as you can see in my claims. But I'm not exactly sure how I got that, because I even got a golden chaos chest somehow. I was pretty low on gem dust, so I decided that since everyone was basically just, well, here, I decided to join my friend Osama, which was still working on the same exact pillars, which for some reason I didn't know what they were. Anyway, I went back to well, Last Witch's spawn, and yeah. I also realized that there was a bunch of new stuff around. I could see that they were somewhat building something. They had a lot of stuff to go. Still, I couldn't really see anything, but then I suddenly saw something in the distance. Then I just decided to travel to Last Wish because that was literally the only thing I could do. But then I realized I couldn't enter the wood because you can obviously see that was already in it. The rest of it was just a desolate wasteland. I then decided to go the other way. Where, I think you might know where this is going. This might take a while. This was gonna take a while anyway, and plus so was gonna be the players that were actually making these sort of pillars for something. But I wasn't exactly sure what they were doing it for. Since only yesterday was this some sort of job that they were having to be done by whoever the creator was, which I think I would only just texted like 10 minutes ago. Was making them do this job, and it seemed like this was going to take a very long time, because if I was wanting to do this, then yeah, I would just do it anyway, and if I got something in return, then that would be even more great, and I would be doing, I think I might even do it for even longer. Then there it was. The owner was sleeping right on the spot, with a headless head with only a light thing. I don't know if I was a Gargine then, but he was a very much good power rank. Not exactly sure what he was doing exactly, but just sleeping, but he was a Soul Leon. Anyway. And then I decided to just say, just hide to him. I don't exactly know why, but then he still didn't wake up. I then decided to go to a different club world and then come back to this club world somehow. Basically, it would be like some sort of thing, since I couldn't just go ahead and join the club world again, the Last Wish Club again, just because of that. Anyway, then I realized that there's a club that I went back to the club chest of it, and then I realized that I forgot that I was the only person in it, and that the president was literally, well, way more power than me, but still was a bit strange to know. There was also only 7 people in the Wolf Club, and I was one of the members. Also, the top club one had 227. The last wish one had 726, which was a lot. Like a lot. It had so much of it that I couldn't even count of it. Then I just decided to just go back to the last wish club, because then I would just be teleported back to the actual thing. Because I've forgotten about that red portal that I found there, but then I just got teleported back to the original spot I was. So then I just decided to go to where that red portal was, because that would lead me back to spawn. I wasn't sure if this club was good or bad, because it had 726 people, and all of them could be anyone from good to bad, which I exactly had no idea. Then I realized this was located on an entirely different island. Like, actually, just look, that's a long way through. Oh wait, hold on a second, this is new. I found a new place in the Last Wish Club. Then there was a sign saying information. If you destroy the area, you'll get banned from the club. Enjoy. Well, that's a bit strict, because if this is literally the only thing here, what's the point? If the VPs like Osama or something like that are able to build, but not destroy, then how does that make sense? If they even make a mistake on that pillar, then could they get banned? I was having thoughts about that now, and it felt like there was a bit of thing. But then my friend Aikiden had joined TROVE. Basically, all my friends on TROVE were very high power rank. But then I got teleported to another place. I then took the red transit portal back to spawn, where this player called the Marketplace Expert was there. Yes, well, still idle. I decided to go to the club chest's loot collecting thing, and then just collected all the loot I could get. Suddenly I just became mastery rank 72, and I don't understand how, but yeah, I just did. Anyway, my power rank had also increased, and I was getting close to 18,000 power rank, getting on to 6-7 power rank bits, which was getting on my nerves. Anyway, I collected a lot from my double experience. Well, not actually that many, because I'd literally only gone for a few stuff. But yeah, I was doing pretty well, at least. I checked my TROVE rank, but then I couldn't. Oh wait, there. I checked it, and it seems like the next time I was gonna get 1,000 qubits. So I just decided, oh, well, that's a good idea. I could just switch to a different class then. And this is where the glitch starts all over again. Basically, you see that I'm just gonna do this glitch for quite a while, and then I'm just gonna go to a random world that I can actually have, that I have enough power rank for. I'll go to it, get to defeat the dungeons there, and yeah, simple stuff. Wait, can I just change my mount to a little dragon? Yeah, I just realized that I could just change it to a dragon, which was actually super useful, because now I had a bunch more. It looked like it was going pretty good so far. Nothing bad was happening, I was just traveling through. 2 hitting these enemies like they were absolutely nothing. I also was having even more fortune about Last Wish, if it was even a good club or not. But I was gonna forget about that. And now I'm gonna have to farm dungeons, which is the job I would put on to look myself. Which that level was level 29 right there. And if there was an alert, like my levels weren't going as fast as they were, like if they were even on a different one, then I would switch to a different class. Or like if my level was taking longer, I would switch to a different class and then just do the exact same thing, gain levels on them. Because all of them actually were all fighters. Then I reached level 11. Basically, that's how the glitch would work. And I almost died to an enemy, but yeah. I'm not exactly sure what was called the boomerang, if it's also an archer too. And that it was also a thing that could really spawn random things out of existence. Well, because actually, my friend Moody on TROVE was actually online but wasn't playing TROVE, but he was the boomerang class. He just wasn't the Tomb Raider though. Then I saw someone killing Igedin. Like, actually, well, yeah, in chat, they were somehow, I'm not exactly sure how, but I think it was in a Bomber Royale. So. Then, for some reason, I got on one of the enemies in TROVE. Somehow, I don't know how. I blew the gate open and I just saw a hollow place, so I just decided to leave it. This was a large dungeon, but what kind of large dungeon? How was I supposed to progress through it? Then I realized I just need to go down this little place and then I'll do that. Wait, did I just get a literal heartophone? A heartophone! Yes, that's right, I literally just got a heartophone. Without having to spend any 1 million flux. I think it's probably like 10 million or something, but I don't know. But yeah, that's insane. That's actually insane. If you, I don't know how that's even possible in TROVE. Because if I somehow got a little hearty phone from the claims section, oh well, I'm not really sure if it was even a hearty phone, but yeah, it looked like one, and but I looked for my inventory and it wasn't there. But yeah, I just forgot about it. But still, that is insane. Also, just a quick reminder to start. Also, before we continue with the video, I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers, and so far we're at 57. We're getting close to 60 subscribers. So yeah, keep on supporting the channel and we'll reach to 60 subscribers. And I might do something a little soupy or dragony or if you know what I mean. Anyway, back to the video. If anything was right, the Last Wish Club had to be something. And that was one thing. it was probably evil or bad, or it was just giving MPs their jobs. Since there was 726 people there was gonna have to be space there in the club. And even if the Trove server shut it down one day and that no one's going online with people anymore, it would still be a good thing that people don't have to worry about all their other friends trying to get to them. So yeah, I basically just continued on and headed back to the Luminous world, the Neon City world. But yeah, you know what I mean. I'm not exactly sure what else to think about Last Wish, because even if they had banned the people that destroyed any block, and if they even did it on accident, then they would just get immediately banned. I'm not exactly sure how, but that was a bit strict. But if the owner of Last Wish is watching this video, if they can make me a VP or something like that, then that would be great. And then I realized my inventory was full, so then I just went to a random, well, adventure outpost, which thank God was normal. Because the adventure outposts in the Luminopolis are different from all the other ones, all the other adventure outposts in Trove, for what I've seen. Obviously. I switched classes again by also regenerating all my stuff, and then going to my character select thing so that I could upgrade my gems. It didn't really go out well. I could see that one of my gems would require 865 gem dust. And we're getting close to, well, max level, and yeah. And basically, I was getting good results. Kinda. And also, things were going kinda fine. Then decided to switch classes, this time into the Dracolite. Since I was only level 1 on him, I just decided to equip it again. I picked my subclass also, and yeah. My ally was the bank roller, and I also decided to have, well, my banner as something else. My mount was also my dragon, and my costume was, well, yeah, I think you might know. My wings were the Gracer rainbow wings, and yeah, everything was going just fine. I also gathered much more power rank, and now I could even farm even more. Yeah, well, this was actually a different world. This was a very much harder world, so I was gonna have to go to the medieval Highlands world. I'm just kidding. We're going to the Cursed Veil world, or should we? Because we're only power rank 217, so yeah, I think you might know where this is going. I then just gained 2 levels immediately somehow, all the way to level 3 already. But since I was on the trial for this thing, it wasn't going to be a much time before I reached this level mostly. As you see, the higher the level you go, the longer it will take for you to get to another level. Then I got a clip called Apharius. We'll just call it Apharius for now, since that's the best way I can pronounce it. Then I saw a person who seemed to be overpowered. Just here, for some reason. I saw another dungeon in the distance, so I decided to go to it. And then I saw another dungeon, right next to the other dungeon I had just gone to. I got an also a new ability, which seemed to be a massive firebomb. These players were seeming to be, well, trying to flex off at me. But I think they might have known that I was already pretty much since they had gone through a lot in it seems like they were very good at the game because of their power rank. Then I saw another person that was actually lower power rank than me. I realized I had reached the max level for this class, so then I switched to the knight class. I'm just kidding, I switched to the pirate captain class. I equipped the exact same stuff on it, which like the subclass, the mount, and why not the mag rider? The ship. The wings. And yeah, wait, what are these? Oh, it's the wings that my friend got. They look actually pretty cool. I'm not exactly sure what all the other people were doing, but then I just decided to go to one of the things over here. Then suddenly just became, well, something else, and then I just reached another mastery rank. See, this is probably the easiest way to get more master rank, I think. I'm not exactly sure. I just wanted to get these dungeons done with, and yeah, everything will all be fine. This cooldown was pretty long though, so yeah. At least I got 1,000 cubits for free. Thanks, mastery rank. Well, that's a bit of terrifying.